Can we talk about where you were born, your early childhood? What kind of a childhood did you have? I know that a lot of people say you're from Kabwe. Were you born in
Yeah.
Kabwe? And
No, I was not born from Kabwe. I was
Uh-huh.
born in Kasama. Yeah, so I'm coming from Kasama. Then from there we left Kasama, went to Lusaka. Yeah, so from there ko twaikala ko sana
Nabafyash.
n'abafyashe.
Okay.
Yeah. Then that time, so me, I've never seen my dad. Yeah, so when we left Kasama with my mom, then went to Lusaka. Then started living in Lusaka. So after some time, then my mother died, you know.
Sorry.
And yeah, so twaikala ikalako, you know, there's a long story behind it. Yeah, so after some time twaikala, then the people that I call my parents now,
Yes.
those are the people that adopted me. They are not my biological
okay.
parents. Yeah, they
Okay.
adopted me and kept me, took me to school, you know, and all those stuff. They kept me for more than 20 years. Yeah.
Just to understand. So you didn't see your father because he was not present, or he wasn't around. He lived
He
in another.
died. He died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear.
Yeah.
So your adopted parents.
Yes.
How did you meet? Was it a situation where they go through an orphanage or?
So when my mother died, you know, where Mulipespa, I think somebody for.
Somebody I'm for.
Yeah, then Kairi from family is to bit. Me and my younger sister Precious.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that time I saw somewhat Ena Precious Bam saying that one of the I'm saying the young brother to my late dad.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's the one who took my sister. Then they went to Kasama. Yeah, but actually my uncles and all those stuff, they were like, anything sendo because we will ninkwata sana abana baume. So
Ni pressure.
Yeah, you know. And yeah, so na say Sharafe just like that na Sharafe yako batita okwete no kwa kuikalafe yako atinga fumuku wa yako ku, you know. That's the kind of life I used to live. Then so one of let me say one of my cousin so kubaka shibako ba opireko. Then abapongo shibako. Bari kweteko that time that walingisha kwa songs ma memory card if you remember that time.
Yes.
Yeah, so they took me to a certain place called Chiuni. If you're going to Chubombo, namafika pa Landres corner. There's like a turn off on your left. You go straight. There's like a village called Chiuni. Yeah, so that's where I went. Then started doing the same thing, memory card thing, kubika mboma memory card. And that's how I met Mr. Mundia that side because I was doing music.
So emo wale pangele mpia.
Yes, so naisanga naingisha kwenye mboma memory card so che we wa
Shabene.
Shabene.
Okay. So,
People would come with a memory card to say, oh, ndefo aso bala sala like okay, ndefo aso ngihemo ine. So ngasala kona ngwatishiri 10, then akupera 5 kwacha.
Oh, because never wale big shama flash.
No matter if you to my memory card.
Memory card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kuna kwino kuchune kuna shide kumanya Mr. Mundia. Yeah, so I was I think that's where the music started from. Yeah, because I was like, you know, naka computer, so I would start producing some, you know, music and all that. So that's where we met. I was like, okay, ninte mo for lechta. Leimba sana. But then he was a police officer. Yeah. So after that time nasana ikala ko sana but pa place opo twale ikala perform paka ina pali kwetama issues because aba pongo shiba cousin wande bali kwetama abalume baba basabafwa so now idako at property ya family and all those stuff. Yeah, so basa mo don sana, you know. So that's how Mr. Mundia came in and said to once. So that's how he took me from Chiuni, then took me to Chubombo. So I started living with him, introduced me to his wife. Right now, she's my mom. Yeah. So that's how we started living together from that time until today.
So you're not before that. You're not related.
No.
It's very rare.
His name is Muyunda Mundia. I'm Elton Mlenga. Yeah. His Lozi Mbemba.
So, but then how were you introduced? Did you just come to the place you were working from?
Upon ale bombera, upon ale bikiraka tuma song memory card. We had a shop. Omuntu alishitako efintu filafino. So he used to come there and buy certain, you know, products from there then. So basanga sometime basanga ndey mbako filafino I'm recording, you know, using a microphone kara namtushwe trotwa so today.
Natwishipa.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I think you are good. Like, oh, okay, cool. So that's how we became friends. From there, you know, I think for a year, I was just talking about. Then he saw what was happening in Paminepa property. You know, these people would come, start making noise. You need to leave this place. What and what? Shan, never before and all those stuff. So for Bashirin Jafata, I think he took a few points. So that's how I left Shuni and went to Shibombo, started living with him, introduced me to his wife and his kid. So his kid became my brothers, you know, my brother and sisters, you know, and his wife became my mom. And up to today, it's just like my parents.
Were you surprised that strangers like that would just take you in?
Yeah, I was because no. You know, yeah, no. You know, I've lived with them for more than 20 years now. You know, and the bad part is that right now there's no, even up to now, there's no one coming from my real family. No one knows there.
But Appa, aren't you getting, because you're big now, and then you know your parents now, when they were getting you, they didn't even know, you know, that this is what you're going to turn out to be.
Yeah.
Are you getting now your relatives now, your blood relatives, wanting to bring themselves and wanting to be with you, and all of a sudden they want to know your story?
Yeah, I saw a couple of them on social media saying no, anatile kereda, you know, those stuff, you know, like my cousins, you know. But I don't really pay much attention to that because, you know, I've been living with those people without them for 20 years, man. Yeah. So I'm just like...
Nobody was bothered in that 20 years when you're struggling?
No. Nobody called, man. Yeah. So for me, I consider those as my parents. You know?
I think really, and I agree with you, those are your parents, because I feel like the love and the things that they went out of their way to do for you.
Yeah.
You know? That's what parents are supposed to be. That's what parents are supposed to do. So, Maps, how did it feel that people who were not actually your blood relatives, bakusenda bakubika panganda, bakuspend mpia pali yoshita bafile no kuspend. How does that make you feel?
I think it was just I think I understand less, you know, because even me, I didn't see that coming. You know, because I remember that time I was struggling, you know, I was alone, I can't lie to you, you know, and trying to find myself and all those stuff. And then they came in, they took me, you know, he took me to school. Like, I don't know, I've never said this on podcast or maybe interview or you know, but I just felt like
worth telling.
Yes. You know, I think it's time, and I let my fans or my people know that, okay, this is where Yomaps is coming from. Yes. You know?
Yes. No, it's really great. So, where did you start? Where did you do your school from? Let's talk about your school life.
Yeah, so like I said, after Nafumaku Kuchun, then he took me to Chibombo. You know, introduced me to his wife. Right now is my mom. I mean, she's my mom. Then from there, nasana ikala kufest panono tu ikala kupanono, you know. Then I could see like my young brothers. Filafino ruchero ngabafu